Welcome to this message of encouragement. Today I wanted to talk about why Jesus told us to love thy neighbor as thyself. But before I get started, I always like to ask those of you who are watching to please pray for our nation's leaders. The Bible, God Himself instructs us to pray for our leaders, to pray for those that are in positions of authority, to pray for other Christians, to pray for the lost. We are commanded to pray and expected to pray for other people. So I wanted to talk about today why Jesus asked us or commanded us to love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, a lot of people, especially a lot of professing Christians, are having a problem. They don't understand what's going on in the world today and what it all amounts to, just what everything is all summed up to, what it all goes back to, as that people are not loving thy neighbor as they love thyself. I will give you an example. Our leadership, they do not care anything whatsoever on this earth about you, your family, your friends, co-workers, nobody. They don't care about you. These people that are in positions of authority and within the leadership, they hate you so bad. They don't even know you, but they hate you and your family so bad. They hate you so bad that they are having bugs and sickness sent out to you. Just sent right out personally to you to attack you. And people, it's not registering in their brains that this is even happening. We say, well, why is the leadership doing this? They don't even know me. Or people in positions of authority, they don't know me. I'm over here in a small town hid up under this rock. I don't even communicate with other people. Well, it goes back to you. You yourself, you do not care about other people. You do not care about other people's well-being. If someone was in need of help, in your heart, you know that you would be a passerby. You wouldn't stop. You would look the other way. The problem begins with the little people, and it goes right on up the ladder into those that are in positions of authority to the leadership team. It starts out at ground zero and goes up. You know, it's we. It starts with us. And the love thy neighbor has to begin with us. So let's look at what Jesus says in the book of Matthew. He said, well, which is the greatest of the commandments? And Jesus told them, he said, number one, to love the Lord your God with all your mind, heart, and soul. And then he said, this is the first of the greatest commandment. And he said, and the second. He wanted to give them a second. He said, to love thy neighbor as thyself. And he said, all of the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. In other words, if you don't get this, if you love the Lord your God, take delight in Him. If you love the Lord your God and you love yourself and love other people, not just your friends and family and co-workers, but if you actually love other people, that you don't even have to worry about the rest of the commandments, because loving other people fulfills all the other commandments, because you wouldn't be lying, cheating, stealing, murdering, wanting to get back at other people, wishing bad on others, and things like that. It's all about love and loving other people. Love also makes you more joyous and more happy. It takes away that bitterness, resentment, and anger and all that. Love's what it's all about. But I also wanted to share with you Luke chapter 10 about the Good Samaritan. Now, if a lot of you don't know, the Samaritans were hated. They were hated by the Jewish people. And remember, Jesus talked to the woman at the well. She was a Samaritan. She's like, wow, you're Jewish. Why are you even talking to me? Because she, was beneath him. That was her, the way that she was always taught. You're beneath him because you're Samaritan. And Jesus was showing her that, no one is beneath him. In Luke chapter 10, one of the men was trying to tempt Jesus. And he asked him, he said, well, what must I do to inherit eternal life? And Jesus said, to love thy neighbor as thyself. And the man asked him, said, well, who is my neighbor? And Jesus said, he went on to tell about this parable. He said, a man was going from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes and they beat him, and they went on their way, leaving him for dead. And it said a priest, one of your wonderful priests, he just happened to pass by on the road, and he saw the man, and he passed by on the other side. He hurriedly by on the other side. And I'm sure that there are many of you that are watching this who would be and do and act the exact same way. But we'll go on, take note. He said also a Levite came by in this place and saw him, and he passed by on the other side. Now the Levites originally were from the priestly descendants. So, here the Levites, who were expected to, to stop and help, or who you think would stop and help, they wouldn't either. So, here we have another class of people. But Jesus goes on to say that a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on the man. Because like I said, the Samaritans are hated as well. And he knows what it's like to be hated. The Samaritan knows what it's like to be kicked around and to be left for dead and nobody to care. So this man is showing pity on the victim. And Jesus says, then he put the man on his own donkey, and he brought him to the inn. And he took care of him. And when he had to leave, he told the innkeeper to take care of this man, and said when he came back, he would pay him, whatever else he owed him. And so, this just goes on to tell you, that Jesus expects us to have mercy and pity upon other people, to help other people. That if you don't have love in your heart, if you don't help other people, have that desire to care about other people's well-being, don't expect those, in higher positions to feel that way towards you and your family. Don't, when you have to go out, I have to be careful what I say in my video. My videos will get taken down. I'll get thrown off Facebook, or my videos removed from YouTube. But in all the occupations that you have to deal with, they're just those people, they don't care about you. But if you show that you're caring for other people, that touches their heart, and actually it's a great influence and example on other people. And when they see what you're doing, that loving and caring about other people, that also is such a great influence and example that, that person would say, well, I need to do this person right. Wow, he's a really good person. He's got a really good heart. I feel led and touched to do him right. So that's what I'm saying. It starts from ground zero, so to speak, and it goes on up the ladder. And if it doesn't start with me and you, it's not going to be at the higher levels. So I hope this message has gave you a better understanding about the importance of loving other people, caring about other people's well-being. God bless. Stay safe.